With all the things we've talked about here, it might seem like credit cards aren't something anyone would ever want to have, but the truth is, there are actually good reasons to want one.
What is that? Carbon fiber?
Graphite.
Oh, God, I love the weight.
I was pretty excited the day that bad boy came in.
Yeah, I'll say.
For one, human history has never seen a more convenient way to pay for something than with what can be, under the right circumstances, interest-free money that you can loan whenever you want, for whatever you want, without having to ask someone every time you make a purchase. Because, for one, with credit cards, as I mentioned, they often have nice promotions where you can get interest-free financing on certain kinds of purchases as long as you pay them off in a certain amount of time. The computer that I bring with me to class, that I wrote the notes on, that I'm recording this video to currently, is an example of that I got through a interest-free payment system over more than a year, from Best Buy. And even if you don't get a special financing deal, as long as you pay off your card every month before the due date, you never actually pay interest. So it can, with careful spending, be entirely interest-free no matter how long you have the credit card, provided you're careful about hitting the right sort of things in there and you are keeping up with payments. There's nothing that says you have to pay interest unless you get a really bad deal or aren't careful. And from there, also, most credit cards do have nice promotions even outside of the immediate sign-on bonuses, thousands of airline miles or just free money. Most offer some form of cash back on purchases at specific locations if you get a store card that has other uses, as well as just general cash back on any sort of everyday purchase. It's usually not much. It's a percentage or two, but that's money you can't get any other way.
Right. Oh, Maplewood card. How dare you bring that into this palace?
Hilton offers equal value and better food, but the Maplewood gives out warm cookies at check-in.
What they got to do with the cookies?
I'm a sucker for simulated hospitality.
So, if you're careful, a credit card is actually, not just scare quotes, free money. Free money in very small increments, but free money. That's also kind of the problem, though, because when it comes to credit cards, it's very easy to fall into the mindset that all a credit card is free money. It's someone else is paying for all the things you want to, and you don't have to think about it too hard.
You don't need to pay off credit cards. When one stops working, you just get another.
And it's very, very easy to fall into a very deep and difficult to get out of hole of debt from a bunch of little pieces of plastic.
How much do you owe? Like, in total?
Who cares? It's not real. It's just some numbers on a computer somewhere.
Why have you never told me of your debt before?
Honey, it's our debt now.
Where, in particular, we talked about how dangerous minimum payment schemes are, but a survey in 2019 showed that 43% of cardholders made the minimum payment or less. And in 2016, I couldn't get stats from the same year. It's close enough. Credit card companies made about $100 billion on fees and $63.4 billion on interest. They make a lot of money on these things if you aren't careful. And they don't want you to be careful. The ideal customer for a credit card is someone who makes payments regularly but slowly, and they let interest build up. So you get that extra money, because without interest, credit card company is at best breaking even, and at worst, with certain offers they make, losing. So they want you to be slow. They want you to forget about the fact that you paid $8,000 for a pair of shoes and a steak on your trip to Miami, and be stuck paying for that for quite a lot longer, because you don't have that kind of money to just throw around. They do. But it's a matter of being careful, as with every decision that comes from money. Just have to know what is and isn't a good risk, what does and doesn't fit into your budget. But credit cards are important. They're part of the modern world. They're how people build up good credit, as we'll talk about later on. But it's something you have to be mindful of, be careful of, to not get sucked into the world of mindless consumerism that the advertisements would like you to. Anyway, let's also get a comparison in here so we can talk about not just these things, these cards of someone else's money, but also cards of your money with what are called debit cards, just for comparison.